Intro life in America has gotten so expensive that a growing number of people are doing something we were all told never to do. They're simply not paying their bills. And the wild part? Many of them don't even care about the consequences anymore. Today, we're talking about the rising trend of Americans refusing debt, ignoring credit scores, blocking debt collectors, and mentally checking out of the financial system. And the crazy thing is, a lot of them say they feel better after doing it. If you've ever felt trapped by bills or overwhelmed by the cost of living, this video is going to hit home. Section 1. I'm not paying, and I don't care. All over social media, people openly admit they're not paying certain bills anymore. Some say things like, I'm not paying, treat debt like it doesn't exist. Others explain that every time they get paid, the money disappears instantly. They wake up the next day broke, wondering what they even worked for. More and more people are looking at their credit scores and saying, have you seen my credit? Do you think I care? This isn't rebellion for fun. It's a sign that people feel broken down, squeezed, and exhausted by a system that never seems to give them a break. Section 2. A rebellion built on survival. We grew up being told that being responsible meant paying every bill on time, protecting your credit score, and staying on top of debt. But now, millions of Americans feel like responsibility doesn't pay anymore. Rent is sky high, food is expensive, insurance is expensive, interest rates are crazy, wages aren't keeping up, and medical debt multiplies like it's alive. People are tired of trying to keep up. Many are paying only the essentials, rent, food, gas, and letting everything else fall where it falls. Some even say they make tiny payments on medical bills or push student loans off for as long as possible just to avoid defaulting. It's not financial strategy. It's survival. Section 3. Credit score for what? A huge part of this movement is people giving up on the credit system entirely. You hear things like, what am I supposed to do with good credit? Buy $1 million house I can't afford? Or, I didn't ask to be born into this system. I'm in debt just for existing. With high housing prices, strict lenders, and skyrocketing interest rates, people feel like good credit doesn't reward them anymore. So they stop caring. If the financial system feels unreachable, people simply opt out. Section 4. When ignoring bills makes your credit go up. Some people say they stopped paying everything during a breakdown, every loan, every credit card, and somehow their credit score went up. One person said, I ignored everything, and the credit bureaus must have respected the commitment. It's ridiculous, but it highlights how broken and confusing the credit system feels to everyday people. Why does paying off a loan sometimes drop your score? Why do closed accounts hurt you? Why does being responsible often backfire? For many, the system feels random and unfair, so they stop playing the game. Section 5. Do not pay your student loans. Movement. Another big trend is people proudly saying they've never paid their student loans. Some say, what can they do? I blocked them years ago. They talk about ignoring calls and letters until the debt just fades into the background. They say life goes on, whether the debt is paid or not. Again, not financial advice, but it shows where the country is emotionally. When debt feels impossible to overcome, people simply stop trying. Engagement break. Drop a comment below, sharing what bill you think more Americans question paying in 2025. And share this video with anyone who feels trapped by bills or overwhelmed by the cost of living. Section 6. Debt collectors sound tired too. Some of the stories about debt collectors are almost sad. People say collectors sound stressed, exhausted, and defeated. Someone said, you're broke, I'm broke, we're all broke, America's broke, leave us alone. Another person told a collector, you can take $50 a week, I cannot. This is not a country where people are refusing to pay out of arrogance. They're refusing because they're genuinely stretched to the limit. Section 7. Paying off debt can hurt you. One of the most frustrating experiences people mention is paying off a loan. a car loan, a credit card, anything. And watching their credit score drop because the account closed. That's when people start saying, "I'm never paying a loan off again." It sounds dramatic, but it reflects real frustration with a system that punishes the very behavior it claims to reward. Section 8. Corporations already wrote off the debt. Another huge frustration is the idea that companies write off unpaid debt at the end of the year, get tax breaks for it, then still chase the consumer years later. People ask, "If you already made your money back on this debt, why are you calling me?" This makes the collection process feel pointless and even predatory. Section 9. I quit participating in capitalism. In the transcript, some people say they mentally stopped participating in the financial system. They stopped caring about credit, stopped stressing about bills, stopped worrying about debt. One person said, "None of this is real. The points don't matter." This isn't financial wisdom. It's emotional burnout. People are choosing mental peace over financial pressure, even if it hurts them long term. Section 10. People aren't doing this because they want to. The most important part of this entire trend is that people aren't rebelling because they're irresponsible. They're rebelling because they're cornered. When you have to choose between paying a bill or buying groceries, the bill loses. Millions of Americans are one emergency away from financial collapse. They're not choosing this life, they're falling into it. Section 11. Escaping the crisis. What some people do. Instead, to avoid crashing completely, some people are taking drastic but smart steps, moving to cheaper states, living without car payments, avoiding student loans, cutting unnecessary purchases, living far below their means, simplifying their entire lifestyle. These steps aren't glamorous, but they work. The message is clear. The fewer financial traps you step into, the more stable your future becomes. Section 12. The mental burden of financial stress. Financial stress isn't just about numbers. It affects people mentally, emotionally, physically. People feel hopeless. People feel defeated. People feel like they're drowning. When a whole generation says they no longer care about credit scores, it's a sign that the broader system isn't working for them anymore. Section 13. What this trend means for America. If millions of people decide credit scores don't matter, if millions stop paying certain debts, if millions ignore collections, that's not just a personal choice. That's a national warning sign. It means the system is breaking. It means people don't believe in financial mobility anymore. It means frustration has reached a boiling point. Section 14. The final question. The big question is this: do you agree with the mindset of not paying bills and not caring about credit? Or do you think it's damaging and dangerous? Drop a comment below sharing what you think about this growing mindset. And share this video with anyone who feels overwhelmed by bills, credit, or debt. They're not alone. Closing message. Life in America is reaching a breaking point. Bills keep rising, debt keeps growing, credit scores keep dropping, and people feel like they can't catch up no matter how hard they work. Whether you agree with this movement or not, it shows one truth: Americans are struggling, and until the system changes, more people will stop playing the game entirely. Stay informed, stay focused, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.